The Nora, over the last month, did a major acquisition in water treatment, buying all the water treatment technologies from Sever Trent. And from that moment, we have been focused to harmonize the organization and to create new technologies for the market. In the marine, we are continuing to develop our ballast water system, and especially we have been able to deploy the proper supply chain using our manufacturing facility in China that has been approved and proven to be one of the best service centers for the industry.
It's very important to understand that many companies looked at ballast water as a way to make some quick money. We are selling electrochlorination, and we've been doing the sale of electrochlorination as world leader for a long time. So we've been in a very good position where the customers are seeing us as the thought leader and the most reliable in the business for the environmental protection of this ballast water. So we started very early. We've sold around 48 vessels and around 64 units. And the most important thing is that we as a company we have 9 or 10 out there with one major company already ballasting and deballasting. So we are commercially proven as a company that not only have we got good references, but our references are tested and proven and working exceptionally well.
So we've got type approval with ABS, LR, BV, DNV, and we've got our IMO approval through BSH. So we've covered through our flag state approval requirements. And on the US Coast Guard, we have AMS approval. So we're also US Coast Guard. We have been endorsed by US Coast Guard through the AMS requirements, and we're doing our US Coast Guard type approval testing at the moment. So we are currently in progress with both our land-based and shipboard testing, and we've just completed our requirements on brackish water testing for our US Coast Guard type approval.
Everybody, it's like the emperor's new clothes. Everybody believes they know when the ratification will take place, but since I've been involved, it's always been next month, next month, next month. Today I do believe there is a lot of confidence that the convention will be ratified within the coming weeks. We've heard, and I can't confirm, but we've heard in the papers that Panama, but especially Finland, are moving forward. So now it's time to start thinking. Customers need to plan, and retrofit is going to be the largest part of the business. And if you're looking to perform a retrofit, you need a shipyard in order to be able to do this. You need a good ballast water system, and obviously with the ratification in place, the next 5-year inspection, you will have to, once ratified, install a ballast water system. So clearly, you want a company that has a proven system, because when you leave that shipyard, it has to be tested, commissioned and approved. So the reliability of the performance, and more important, the operational excellence, the ability for the company to have all of the components at the shipyard at the right time, able to be fitted in a very short duration, which is the outage period. This is why we as a company today are doing all of the work away from the actual vessel for testing, to make sure that when it hits the vessel, it's ready for installation, and all of the interconnecting pipework, logics, everything has been tested, so we do not let our customer down. The retrofit is a critical aspect of the business. It's very expensive. You have a limited window, so it has to be right first time. It's very important when you think about retrofit. A vessel is designed not to have a ballast water system. So you have to have a company that can absolutely modularize the components. So standardized and modularized, so it can fit in very limited space very easily. So the installation part is something where you do not want to handle and you do not want to cut too much of the ship. So the size of the components is critical. The next part is when the actual components are commissioned and working, is the safety on the vessel. Our system is in non-hazardous areas, but because you are handling chemicals on a ship, this needs to be limited as much as possible. So all of the refined customers are looking at technology where you have, for example, we have reverse coating. This reverse polarity non-cleaning of the electrodes is a critical part of the technology that we have, which limits the exposure the ship personnel have to dangerous hazardous materials. So installation, modularization, standard component and proven test is very important to limit the time. Maintenance, the safety of maintenance is also extremely critical.
So once the vessel layout and arrangement of the system has been fully agreed with the customer, it is at most 26 weeks to delivery of our ballast water system from our fully kitted out assembly area. So we've got a assembly area in Suzhou which is fully equipped to deal purely with our ballast water treatment systems and can deliver those systems in a standardized and efficient manner for the customer. After our delivery time of 26 weeks, obviously we look to get it on board the system, and we would look to not require any additional dry docking time than those vessels have already on board. So that is in the region of 2 weeks getting a ballast water system, our BWTS system, on board in a dry dock situation.
Today, we see that it is very much a buyer's market. But once we have ratification, it will very quickly become a seller's market. It will all come down to capacity and the availability of the supply chain to meet the demands of this huge, huge business that we have in front of us. So we are now looking to bring our cycle times down. I am setting strategic goals to completely standardize our whole range of ballast water systems, which will limit the hours from project management, which will limit the hours for engineering, and which will limit the cycle time through the factory. And we're working with strategic partnerships to have a complete end-to-end offering. So right from the survey of the ship through to the long-term service agreement will be the complete offering. So as a company, we look to make sure that we are optimizing the whole value chain to completely reduce our standard time of 26 weeks, to bring that down extremely efficiently. And on top of that, it's very important to understand, we have a global manufacturing presence, and we also have a global aftermarket presence. So for a customer, it doesn't end when the vessel leaves the dock. He will always need requirement of service technicians worldwide. So that is also something we are really ramping up in all of the key areas of the world. I'm talking today about the industry, not about Nora, okay? The operational excellence of a system when it goes onto the water is the most important thing. The reason we're doing this is for the environment. That's what's driving this ratification of this certain area. So it's critical that the owner or the shipping manager or the shipyard, whoever the stakeholder is that's making the decision, looks at the right system for the actual vessel itself. And it's important because of the limited retrofit capability worldwide. The dock that you choose and the team that you partner with to do the installation and the commissioning is going to be critical. So not only do you need the shipyard organized very early, you need the ballast water system integrator and the ship engineering to work together very early. It's going to be a very difficult project, but it's a project that needs to be well thought out, and we as suppliers need to work hand in hand with the ship owners to make sure that we do meet these lead times. The most important thing I would say to the customers is look for a company who you know are proven in the industry, who understand the technology and can deliver on the promises. Look at the history of the suppliers that you're looking at to make sure they've had no problems in the past, and make sure that the suppliers are going to be there in the future. Right? It's very important that you get somebody who is really going to be with you as a partner throughout the vessel life, because ballast water has been forced on you. It's been forced because of the environment. And in the cash situation today, for many owners, it really is an operational cost and a capital cost. So you need to get the right value for your money. But the most important thing is compliance. You have to have a company that is reliable, and the price is not everything, because for the duration of this ratification period, which is from now onwards very soon, you have to have reliability of a system that will not let you down. And if you have a problem, you have a service network out there, global, that will come and help you with your needs. Luca, maybe you have something to add to that.
Yeah, I would just add that the legacy of the Nora is to have customers that are first and foremost partners. We have a relation established with clients that are beyond 50 years, and through this relation we have been developing improvement in technologies and in operation. And we are really open door to show what we are doing, how we are doing, and why we are here for now and for the future for the industry.
De Nora has designed our ballast water treatment system from the beginning to be a compliant system with the D2 standards for discharge. We've not needed to change our technology on the way because we are the owners of the proprietary knowledge for slipstream electrochlorination, and that's where we can really add value to this industry.